That's it? Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on. Game of Thrones Season 8 finale. Girl, the prince that was promised and the script that was not. Let's talk about it. Before we get started, I'm going to talk about Game of Thrones. Spoilers ahead if you have not watched the season finale. Girl, I'm going to be going in. I feel some type of way. I honestly recorded the video last night of my initial thoughts, but I'm not sure if I'm going to even put that one out. I had to sleep on it, honestly. Sleep on it. And I'll get back with you when I wanna. Come on, Danery came. Honestly, Game of Thrones ended like Danery came. Honestly, just abrupt. I felt some type of way. I'm gonna be doing all type of stuff. I did not want to be like the White Walkers and complain about everything, about the scripts, about stuff not following the books. I did not want to do that. But honestly, I have to be honest and say, girl, I ain't feeling this. So we start with Tyrion going through the ashes, trying to see what is the tea, girl, what has happened. The girls are fighting, well, they're done fighting. We're just seeing the damage, everything that happened. And we really can't tell if it's snow or ash. But honestly, it was snow. Tyrion's walking around, he sees Sir Davos and Jon Snow. Jon like, girl, like they're giving each other this look like, yeah, this is a mess. And Tyrion says, I'm going to go look, I'm going to speak to him, I'm gonna talk to him. So Tyrion makes his way to the Red Keep. I'm trying to figure out how Tyrion got to the bottom, like that was dangerous. Like he ain't had no hard hat on or nothing. So he's just walking around, rocks and shit falling. He ends up seeing his sister and Jaime laying in the pile of rubble, holding each other. And he just starts losing it. Honestly, when I saw that, I was like, y'all had no choice but to give us that. Because we needed Peter Dinklage to give us that emotional feeling, because I did not have that emotional feeling when Jaime and Cersei, you know, all that ash and stuff fell on them. I just didn't feel it. Like it was just whack. It was just whack. So we seeing Tyrion, and honestly seeing Tyrion like,
Lord, it wasn't supposed to be like this, I swear.
No, they wasn't supposed to be like this. I felt it. It was like, okay, girl, like, yeah, I'm seeing Peter Dinklage. He's hurt. Like, he's hurt. And I have so many conflicts and issues with that, because I'm just like, Cersei ass was evil as hell. Sis was just evil. She was pure evil, period. It goes back to make me think when Daenerys had told Tyrion, like, sis, I think you don't want to do any of this stuff because you don't want to, you know, hurt your sister or hurt your family. And I wish they would have played on it a little bit more, because honestly, that's probably why Tyrion was making so many bad decisions and messing up. He was making so many mistakes, and I think that's because honestly, he didn't want to kill his sister. Drogon flies over the steps, let Daenerys out. Daenerys walks out, and you can see the wings of Drogon out. That image scared the shit out of me. I was terrified looking at that. And I was watching this on my way back home from Memphis. I went to my cousin's graduation. Great time. I'll be talking about that on the podcast coming up Wednesday. I was driving. I was on the way here and I could not help it. I had to watch it. So I had it on the dashboard and I watched it. I really could have waited till I got home, honestly. Daenerys gets out there and she's giving me President Coin type of tease. If you've seen the Hunger Games and you remember me talking about it on the podcast as well as my review, that this was going to have a Hunger Games type of send-off where somebody's going to have to shoot an arrow or something at her and she's going to have to fall out, because sis has really became what she was trying to get rid of. Like, sis was out here giving a speech. She said, okay, girl, I just won the presidency, but let me tell you something. I'm not done, sis. We going, y'all gave me everything I needed, but we gonna take this across. And I'm like, okay, I can see Daenerys like saying that and saying, girl, we're gonna make sure that everybody is free. But it was the way she said it, and it's just like, what is freedom? And is your definition the same as mine? And if I disagree, girl, is you gonna burn me alive too? Or are we gonna have some type of conversation about this? Like, I can understand some stuff, but it seems like Daenerys was just like, no, these folks are going to listen to me, and I am the conqueror, okay? So Tyrion walks up, and he looks at her like, bitch, you ain't shit. Daenerys looked at him and said, girl, y'all don't take him. Get him out my face. Fuck out of here. Tyrion is taken away. Jon Snow tries to talk to Daenerys. He's trying to like have a conversation with her, and sis is just not listening. She was just, the way Jon looked at Daenerys, I had already knew stuff wasn't gonna be right. So Jon ends up talking to Arya, and Arya's like, girl, I've seen killers before, and sis is a killer. Like, she's a killer. And Alright, they say that she's a killer, like she's gonna make sure that folks is good. She is a killer, meaning anybody that's in her way or disagree with her, she's going to kill them. So Jon, seeing all of this and processing all of this information, he goes and talks to Tyrion. And if you didn't see it or notice it, it was the same kind of conversation that Ned Stark had with Varys. Back in season 1, before Ned Stark's head was cut off, it was the same type of conversation. Varys had that same type of conversation with Ned Stark. So it's, you know, Jon is like his whatever uncle or whatever. It's the same thing. Well, you can call him his father because he raised him. And Tyrion is telling Jon, I thought I was right, but it seems like I was wrong. And if she isn't taken out, sis, she gonna hurt some folks. Like, she is going to do some wrong, and it's not going to be any stopping her. It's just not. So Jon Snow is asking the question. He sounds like he wants to be loyal. He's just like, no, like, she lost everything. She lost her people. Like, and Tyrion asks her the one question, like, would you have done the same thing if all of this stuff had happened to you? If you would have done it, if you had a dragon and stuff, would you have done the same thing? And Jon Snow can't really say anything because he know he wouldn't have did the same thing. Honestly, I don't think a dragon would even listen to Jon Snow because his ass so damn weak in the damn way. Tyrion does something to make Jon Snow think, and that's, do you see your sister Arya and Sansa kneeling to Daenerys? And what do you think is going to be the outcome after that? Like, you okay with giving your life and going on about your business, but what about your sisters? And that's his one weakness. And Tyrion got him. So Jon's taking all this. He walks over to go talk to Daenerys. He gets up to Drogon. Drogon is hiding under some snow. Drogon looking at Jon like, what's going on? And we see Daenerys in the throne room, or what's left of it. And Sis is going to touch the throne, mirroring the vision that she had a couple of seasons ago. And remember, she didn't touch it, but she touched it this time. And when she touched it, it seemed like it was just so much evilness just happening with Daenerys. And don't get me wrong, Daenerys has been through a lot. A lot of these characters have been through a lot. Sansa has been through a lot. Sansa has been through so much more than anybody. Bran has been through a lot. Samuel Tarly has been through a lot. All these characters have been through a lot. So I'm not really here for Daenerys' excuse of what she's been through a lot. Because everybody, Jon Snow got killed. So it's just like, how is it that we all been through stuff that hurt us? Like, all our stuff, our experiences were, you know, different, but it all had an impact on our life and how we are now. But all of your stuff brought you to here. And when Daenerys was just looking, it just gave me very evil tease, just like Sis just wanted what was right. And when Jon Snow had the conversation with her, Jon Snow asked, he said, what about what other people think? What about what is good? And people question, she said, other opinions don't matter, only mine. That was full-on dictatorship. Now, this is my issue. Daenerys had to be strong when she had to be strong. Don't get me wrong. There were several times when she listened to Tyrion. She said she had several things happen while listening to Tyrion. And she went off and she said, you know what? Let me go ahead and be a dragon. Let me do what I got to do. Because honestly, when Daenerys went to Westeros with the Dothraki and Drogon, Sis didn't burn all the folks up. Sis just burnt their trucks up. She said, girl, I'm going to burn all your hay and all that other stuff. But she didn't go really terrorizing and taking them folks out. Like, she did not go full Mad Queen like she could have. And she still liberated folks. She was like, sis, I'm gonna let y'all like kneel and that's it. Like, that's what the tea is. So it's a big change from what we just saw. And it happened so drastic because we did not get enough to the plot. Like, the plot just was not long enough. We didn't have enough episodes. Like, I feel like this could have been dragged on for another two seasons, honestly. Like, it just wasn't enough. But Danny Day said they are tired. They got other stuff to do. They finna go fuck up Star Wars. I'm just nervous. I'm just like seeing Daenerys, and when she's talking to Jon Snow, and Jon Snow is just like, I'm really gonna have to kill Sis because she really ain't listening. She really ain't. And that's when it happens. Like, Daenerys is kissing on Jon Snow. Jon Snow is kissing her, and he stabbed her in the heart or whatever. In the background, we can hear Drogon going off, and Daenerys is just laid back. I honestly didn't feel anything when Sis died. I didn't feel anything when Sis died. And I don't think it's Emilia Clarke's issue of her acting, but it was just, I didn't feel anything because I didn't know how to feel about it. Like, it was just not enough development of her being needed to be taken out for me to be like, yeah, Daenerys needs to go. Like, yeah, we've seen some trash stuff, but it wasn't no character development that made me like, okay, yeah, Daenerys, I was here for her, but sis is doing way too much and she's out of control. Like, we needed more, and I just didn't feel any type of way. I didn't feel bad, and I didn't feel good. I didn't feel no type of way. I should have felt some way. I think I felt a little bit when, you know, Drogon came and he started, you know, like, sis is gone. And Drogon burning and throwing flames, honestly, at that moment, y'all could have just had Drogon burn Jon Snow and Jon Snow not being able to be burned. Y'all could have did something cute, but y'all said, girl, we're gonna do whatever. Honestly, now that I'm looking at it, Drogon had the best character development. Drogon had a sense of something because Drogon looked at the Iron Throne, and there's some folks saying that no, he was just burning. No, he specifically burnt the Iron Throne because he knew that this corrupted her. And it reminded me of it reminded me of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit grabbing the ring and like, like it gave me that, like, this one thing corrupted her. We didn't see, wasn't no magic corrupting her, but her thirst for power and wanting to sit on the Iron Throne and not even realizing, like, I would have loved to see Daenerys, you know, look at it and say, you know what? I sacrificed all of this for this bullshit and there's nothing left. Like, that's what I wanted to see from Daenerys. We didn't get it. She went full Mad Queen within 2 episodes or whatever. I'm okay with that. Even if it was for her to become Mad Queen, I would have been here for it. But it was just how we got there that I was just like, I ain't feeling that. So Drogon picks up Daenerys and he flies away. I don't know where sis is taking. I don't know where she's going. But Drogon said, girl, we out here. So we flash forward, and now Tyrion is I'm thinking he's about to be executed, and we meet up with all the lords of Westeros. Bran is there, Sansa is there, the prince from Dorne is there that we don't know who is. We got Edmund Tully there, and some other folks. There's Samuel is there with a water bottle behind him, like it's a mess. And Greyworm is just like, sis, I want justice. Jon Snow is clearly in jail, and Greyworm like, no, something's got to happen. It's too much. And Greyworm like, look, if y'all don't give me what I want, we gonna be battling. And the only person who's making sense is Sir Davos. Sir Davos said, we are tired of fighting. Ain't y'all tired? Ain't y'all tired, Miss Seeley? Ain't you tired of fighting? It's like, girl, we gonna fight some more because y'all ain't listening. So they come to an agreement. Tyrion saying, look, we gonna have to figure it out. They figured it out. Samuel telling them, like, let's have some democracy. Basically, he's just saying, sis, let's all vote on it. Like, leave it up to the people. They laughed at his ass. Ooh, capitalism ends up ruling Westeros too. All the rich houses and stuff, because that's all it is. They ain't no great houses, they just have money. They all make a decision that we gonna pick who the person is. And Tyrion said, I vote for Bran because Bran has a story, and stories have claim because Bran had been through a lot. He got pushed out of a balcony, crippled. He's done so much. I thought it was cute. I'm here for Bran being the king. I am a little confused at how we got there, and I'm gonna tell you why. It made no sense because Bran, from what we saw, Bran didn't seem like he wanted anything. And he was like, all right, what you think I came all the way here for? So I'm like, is Bran is Bran really chaos? Bran has said so much and done so much, and just like, he has been Littlefinger. Like, chaos is truly a ladder, and sis is over here rolling in a permanent ladder. Like, it's just way, like, it makes me think, like, Bran knew that it was gonna get like this. Like, sis, what was the purpose of you even telling folks that he was Aegon Targaryen? Like, I don't know. I guess I got so many questions. We'll be talking about on the podcast coming up this Wednesday. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Bran is the king. He's the king. He's the king. Sansa says, sis, we done. We ain't doing no more in the north. Y'all can have this. Sansa said she gonna go home by her merry way. Good. I loved it. 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 Loved it. Love Sansa. Sansa has the best character development besides Drogon ass. Okay. But I was here for a shout out to Tunde because Tunde was dragging because he know I don't be here for Sansa. But I'm glad that Sansa got liberation for her country, like for whatever, for the North. I'm glad she did that. And now Jon Snow is going back to the North. Like, he's going back to be a member of the Night's Watch. And we all thinking, like, how is he gonna be a member of the Night's Watch when the Night's Watch was formed to keep the White Walkers at bay? So how is that? I think it was probably a scheme. I mean, you got Bran the scammer. Y'all call him Bran the Broken. No, girl, Bran the scammer because he scammed his way all the way to the top. I'm here for it. Now, let me have some critiques real quick before we finish it up. I remember, and I had a conversation with my fabulous writer, Jessica Foster. Shout out to her. We talked about George R.R. Martin's interview where he did a couple years ago, and he said that a couple of people have found out like kind of, you know, the story that he's gonna finish up with, the ending, they getting it right. He was saying that they asked him, should you change it if people are figuring it out? And George said, no, I'm not doing that. So I feel like Dan and Dave, the writers over at Game of Thrones, went for that. Like, we don't want people to be able to guess. We want it to be completely like they've never seen it. But I just, it messes up the story. Like we had it with Arya killing the Night King. Nothing wrong with that, but her story never was around that. Like, and we tried to do it with the blue eyes closed and stuff, but it really didn't sit well because the green eyes. There was so much foreshadowing about Daenerys being pregnant. She did not pregnant. Like it was just a lot of stuff that's just, I left so many questions. I know we're gonna have questions left over, but this just was not it. I just was not satisfied by the things that were happening. Like, it was just so much story developing, and we did not get a lot of answers. Like, I know we ain't gonna get every single answer. I know everybody ain't gonna be excited, but I was not going to be one of those angry White Walkers on YouTube and on Reddit complaining about the season. But it was just so much stuff. Like, even when Daenerys got killed, I felt absolutely nothing. Like, I don't expect her to be falling in love with Jon Snow and them have babies and all that. I'm not necessarily here for her dying in childbirth and something, and the king, her little child being given to the Night King and the Night King coming back. But like, y'all could have did a sickening twist or some shit. Y'all could have did that. Like, y'all could have just ended there, and both would have been mad as hell, but that would have been Game of Thrones. But instead, y'all gave us this damn soap opera ass ending. Jon going back to the north, like Sansa, you know, getting it, like, that's cute and everything. Arya going off, Westeros. Like, I was just feeling, okay, girl, we gave y'all that, but it was no feeling. Like, I didn't feel anything. And Bran talking about something, he gonna find Drogon. I guess I'll go find him. Like, it was just, there were so many moments was just super whack. It was just super whack, y'all. I just was not feeling it. A lot of stuff just did not make any sense to me. And a lot of folks are saying, no. I was so turned off by Brienne writing good stuff about Jaime. Sis should have just said, he died protecting his sister who was the queen who he was fucking. Like, Sis could have said something like that. I know they ain't gonna do that because that's Dim Throne type of tease. Brienne writing this stuff, like, she need to be writing her own history. Like, I don't like how they did Brienne's character. Like, y'all wanted to do like feminism, but you did white feminism, and it was just like, oh, I'm falling in love, like the person that didn't love me. Like, it just, I was so turned off by her writing that stuff. Jaime didn't deserve any of that. He deserved to say, the only thing that could have been wrote about Jaime is that he protected the city by killing the king. Like, but you know, honestly, Jon Snow is the damn queen slayer. I mean, he the kin slayer. He killed his kin. Like, oh my God, I just did not like this finale. Even when I tried to watch it again, I could not, because it was just so disgusting. It was just so disgusting. Shout out to all the actors, and all the actors and actresses have been like saying, hey, best season ever, like, y'all in for a treat. Shout out to all the folks, the cinematographers, the person who's doing the costumes, all of y'all, all the people. But the writers and Dan and Dave, girl, y'all dropped the ball. This was not the tea, girl. Y'all could have gave this shit another 2 seasons. This just was not it. It was just whack. It was just, I just hated this shit. What else happened? Bron ends up getting his castle and all that. That was cute. Like the end, the honeycomb and the jackass joke with Tyrion being the hand of the king to fix all the shit that he messed up. Was cute. I just honestly don't know, y'all. It just was not the tea to me. I just really didn't like it in my life. I just did not like it. I'm really upset, and I don't know how to contain myself because I don't want to be angry, but I am. Like, I'm really pissed off sitting in here, and I'm like, we have so many questions. I don't even give a damn about where the White Walkers are. They're coming back. We end with Jon Snow, how we started the pilot episode of Jon Snow coming out of the thing, coming out of the nice watch stuff, whatever that shit is. Him walking out, and he letting the free folks go where they need to go. But I already knew that Jon was gonna probably go back to the north anyway, because, you know, our guy Giants Bay had told him, he said, girl, you belong here. And that's where he ended up going. So it's just like, in the end, did Jon Snow even need to know he was a Targaryen? Like, all of that. Like, it's just so many questions, so much everything. But y'all tell me what y'all thought about it. I'm probably do a live sometime this week so we can talk about it in its entirety. I'll be doing a lot of stuff around Game of Thrones. Y'all tell me what y'all thought. Go to kingareese.com, check out the article about it. I love y'all so much, and I'll talk y'all later on tonight. Bye.
And that's the tea.